Hello, everyone, and welcome to. Normally, we do our open houses for high frequency habits on Zoom, but we thought today let's do it live on Facebook and YouTube, where we can answer questions live for you guys and have this audience. So we thought this is kind of a cool thing that we're doing. And I'm super excited for this. How are you doing, Troy?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you, Luke. And no, this is super exciting. We've never done this live. And boy, we've done, gosh, it's got to be over a dozen of these special open houses because we've had a tremendous amount of success with helping people. And it's very humbling and very privileged. I feel very privileged to be able to do these programs and really help people start a new chapter in their life. So anybody who's chiming in, or who's watching, please throughout just add comments, and I'd love to hear more from each and every one of you as we go along too.
Yeah,
For sure.
This is going to be super exciting today. We're going to be covering how to create an empowering goal, what goals are, different types of goals. There's actually different types of goals, and then how to find your true goal and how to figure out how to really manifest that and figure out how to achieve it. So we're going to be doing all that today. So stay tuned. This is going to be super awesome, and I am pumped for this.
We're going to show. We'll show Bob Proctor's first part of creating worthy goals from the Thinking into Results program. And so for those of you who don't know, Luke is my 13-year-old son, and we worked together. We created Coach Troy's High Frequency Habits. Must be 4 or 5 months ago now. It's already, things have happened so fast, but it feels like
I would say even longer though.
Yeah, well, we've been doing coaching for quite a while, and so it's been fun. So myself, I'm a life and business strategist, and I have been a consultant for Bob Proctor, partner of his for quite some time now too. And the cool part is Bob passed away in February. That's not the cool part. The cool part is we get the opportunity to keep working with a program that he had created back with Sandy Gallagher, his business partner. And what's super fun is this is the program that literally changed my life. But when it changed my life, it helped me really figure out what was causing me to not really have the right kind of goals, but also how to make shifts that actually made me enabled and empowered to be able to start new goals. Without a goal, I mean, you have nowhere to go. It's like flying in an airplane. You'll never take off and not know exactly what time you're taking off and what time you're landing. I mean, it's just, that's how your life is too. But unfortunately for most people, they just keep doing what they keep doing and expecting a different result, and it doesn't work. So I think, just a little bit of backstory about Thinking into Results. It's a 12-part program. And when I got introduced to the program, I knew that it had a lot of things that resonated with me. I've been teaching people how to start a new chapter in their life with the program that I had built, Create and Live Chapter 2. And then plus all the work that I've done with being certified as a coach with Tony Robbins, and just the enormous amount of training with Brendan Burchard and Chad Holmes, and I could go on for a long time. But the reason why we're here today is we want to help people figure out. So you might be sitting at home right now, you're driving in your car, and you're listening to these two gentlemen that are here talking to you about goals. And I think the thing is if you really thought about today, one question: what is it that you really want in your life? Not worrying about, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the friends. What is it you'd just love to have? For us, it was to have a house in the Rocky Mountains in Canada. We wanted, certain income. We wanted certain results. We wanted our family to be homeschooled, and we did some really cool things together to be able to, to envision that, to really think about things that we wanted. That might not be for everybody, and everybody's goal is different, but we had some pretty cool goals, and we wanted to be able to do that as a team. So, that was something for us. So when Thinking into Results was introduced, we were like, wow, this is so cool, because it literally taught us exactly how to get there and to leave the whole rat race of what everybody else was kind of teaching us, right? So, but as we went through this and really just, became a product of the product, every single thing that we had envisioned or dreamt of for years quickly came into fruition. And and I can't be thankful enough for it. So the biggest thing that we can do today is by showing you exactly what it is that changed our life. And to me, this was one of the most important things out of the six figures of investing I've done into my own education and development. This was by far the thing for me. So I hope it has that same kind of impact for you. But Luke, what do you think when it comes for goals? You've had to create a lot of goals and have some success. How's that been working for you?
Yeah, I think like you said before, if you don't have a goal, you're lost. You don't know where to go. You don't know what to work towards. It's really hard when you don't have a goal. For me, when I first started my business, I kind of had an idea almost of what I wanted to do. I'd like to have a certain amount of subscribers. I'd like to be making a certain amount of money. I'd like to be helping a certain amount of people, but I wasn't truly impacted by that goal. I wasn't truly manifested with that. I thought it would be kind of cool. It was kind of a dream almost, but it wasn't something that I was like super looking forward to every day when I woke up. And so when I was introduced to Bob Proctor's program, Thinking into Results from my dad, I'm like, this is incredible. Like, I've truly got me fixed on a goal. And I thought, lots of people, and this is what I thought a goal was, is something that, you'd like to have. I'd like to have $1 million. I'd like to have this. I'd like to have a new car, I'd like to have a new house, whatever. But when you don't, that was just a dream for me. It wasn't something that I was like, yeah, it'd be cool to have that. Right. But now when you actually become super fixed on your goal, it makes it super exciting, because when you wake up in the morning, you're excited to work towards your goal, right? Writing it down. Bob Proctor is going to talk about the different types of goals. Lots of people have been working towards, he's going to talk about A type, B type, and C type goals. And it's super exciting. And when you have a goal, you are focused, you are passionate about what you truly want. But if you don't have a goal, what are you going to work towards, right? In your business, if you don't have a goal, well, how many sales are you supposed to do? How many people are you supposed to help? How many pieces of content are you supposed to put out? If you don't have those goals, it's really hard to move forward. And like my dad always says, if you're not growing, you're dying. And in between, it's really boring. Just growing just a little bit enough each year to where you're staying alive and staying present, but you're not growing very much. Right. And it gets hard when you do that. So coming up with a goal, take some notes on this video. It's going to be super helpful and super exciting. This video I've watched like 13 times now, and every time I pick up something different on it. It's really awesome. I think it's going to help you guys a lot. And yeah.
And this is what we do in the program is we go through these videos, but there's also quite a large workbook, and we go through and mastermind this together to really be able to help each other achieve these things. And so Bob's worked with people literally all over the world, as you're going to see, and doesn't need any special introduction for most people. But, the part that I just wanted to impress on everybody is figure out what it is you really want in your life. And when you become inspired and you become passionate and fired up, that's what's going to give you that juice. And, the thing is the reason why we have High Frequency Habits program or brand with it is because we know that there's certain habits, there's mindset, there's strategies, there's things that you need to do to be able to achieve what you want to do. And so, without further ado, Luke, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. And when you know your goal, then we can work on the habits and the things to help you make sure you get there. So again, it's with pleasure to show you chapter 1 of Thinking the Results. So I'll just share my screen here, and away we go.
Hello there and welcome. I want to congratulate you for taking part in this program, Thinking into Results. You probably think this just has...
What's that, Luke?
We can't see your screen.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
There we go.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
You probably think this just has to do with your work, but it really doesn't. This has to do with your family.
You good, Luke?
It has to do with your social life, your health. It has to do with your life. I began studying this material close to 50 years ago. My life has changed so dramatically. I live in a healthy body. I'm happy. I'm wealthy. I have friends all over the world. And I have business all over the world. And it's all because of this material. You have absolutely no idea where this is going to take you. And when we talk about results, let's understand this. It's what we think that ultimately manifests as results. Now, that may seem like a bit of an exaggeration or maybe even a fairy tale to you at this point. But as you start to study it, you're going to realize it's not an exaggeration and it's not a fairy tale. It's real. So take this program seriously. Your leaders are going to give you something that you're going to be grateful for the rest of your life. I am forever grateful every day to have this information, because you see, I'm in charge of me. I'm in charge of my world, and you're going to take charge of your world. You'll no longer be a victim of circumstance or a victim of any kind, because you're going to take responsibility for your life and the results you get. We never have to blame. We never have to look at anybody else. And we are in control of how we think, how we feel, how we act, and therefore the results we get. You're going to start loving how you spend your days when you've got thinking into results in your pocket and in your mind. Enjoy it.
Hello, I'm Sandy Gallagher, your partner on this journey, thinking into results. When I first met Bob Proctor, I was already a successful business attorney, and I thought my life couldn't get much better, but it did.
I'm just going to jump ahead here,
The
Luke.
lesson that we're going to do right now could have a greater impact on your life than anything else. It certainly did on mine. You receive a little goal card. This is where you sit down and write out what you want on a card. And then you carry it loose in your purse or your pocket. Now, on one side, we've got here, change is inevitable, but personal growth is a choice, and it is. Do you know that you could wander up and down the streets of any city, anywhere in the world, and ask one person after another, what is their goal? And they'll look at you, and odds are pretty good they'll say, what do you mean? And if by chance you find someone that has a clearly defined goal, ask if they've got it in writing. And again, odds are pretty good they won't. If you decide what you want and you write it on the card and you carry it with you, I guarantee you it must happen. It absolutely must happen in your life. Now, why do we have goals? See, the average individual would say we have a goal to get more, get a better house, get a bigger house, get a boat, get more money. Now, that may be a result of the goal. You may, accumulate more in your life and nicer and better things. But the real purpose of a goal is to grow. It causes you to draw something out of yourself that you didn't even know was there. Now, when we set a goal, we're going after something we want. And if you know how to reach it, it's the wrong goal. Now, that probably sounds pretty silly. When you set a goal, you're going after something you want. And if you know how to reach it, it's probably the wrong goal. You're going sideways. I always mention that goals fall into three categories. I refer to it as A, B, and C. A-type goals are doing something you already know how to do. And I use an example in a program that I wrote about a young man that came to me and he asked me if I'd talk to him about his goal. And I said, sure, what's your goal? He said, I want to get a new car. And I said, no, that's okay. I said, what kind of a car do you want? He said, a new Pontiac. I said, well, Pontiac's a nice car. I've had a Pontiac. And I said, what are you driving now? And he said, a Pontiac. Really? I said, how long have you had it? And he said, 4 years. I said, how old is the Pontiac? He said, 4 years old. And I said, then what you're telling me is that you have had a new Pontiac that you bought 4 years ago. You bought it new. He said, that's right. And I said, that's not a good goal, because you've known for 4 years how to do that. There's going to be no growth attached to it. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't get a new Pontiac, but it would not constitute a goal. A goal is something that you're going to go after you've never done before. Now, when people move away from A-type goals, they generally go to B-type goals. And that's where they sit down and they gather all the information they've got, all the resources they've got, and they say, if all these things happen, then I could accomplish this. And they make a plan. They've got an absolutely beautiful plan. They've got the plan, and if all these things happen, then I can accomplish this. This is what they think they can do. You see, the A-type is what they know they can do. B is what they think they can do. And do you know that there's no inspiration in going after something like that? Absolutely none. And if you're going to really accomplish something, you're going to have to be inspired. You're going to have to pull on something that you haven't pulled on before. I mean, it's going to have to come from inside. See, people go after B-type goals, they get going and they get bored, they're not inspired, and so they quit, they give up. Now, the C-type goal is wants. And what you want, I'm talking about what you really want. Most people say, I don't know what I want. I don't believe that. I think you do know what you want. I think you're rejecting it before you give it any serious thought. To decide what you want, you've got to sit down and totally relax. And then you have to let your imagination wander. When you're going after wants, you're dealing with fantasy. See, the one, you're going after what you know. The other one, you're going after what you think you can do. And the wants is fantasy. Now, we have been conditioned as kids that fantasy is just for little kids. You don't fantasize. You've got to know how things are going to happen. But you see, you and I are the only creature on the planet, so far as we know, that can fantasize. Ed Hillary fantasized that he would stand on top of the world and he climbed Mount Everest. The Wright brothers, a couple ordinary bicycle mechanics, they fantasized they'd introduce us to a new kingdom, and they did. Now think of this for a moment. What do you fantasize? See, as a little kid, you could fantasize, and your mother and dad let you do that because it got you under their feet. You'd sit down in front of the kitchen cupboards with pots and pans, and God knows only what you did with it. But then you went to school. Bob, pay attention. You see, your mind's wandering. Will you quit looking out the window and listen to what I'm telling you? And you see, we get punished, and pretty soon we stopped fantasizing. We put our imagination away, and we stopped using it. Do you know, Napoleon Hill said the imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world has ever known. Don't you find it strange that we have great, huge companies, big multinationals with small creative departments? We have people wandering around saying, well, I'm not really creative. Writers are creative, musicians are, but I'm really not creative. Everyone is creative. Creativity comes from the root creator, which is within. Everybody's creative. It's a matter, are you expressing your creativity? Well, don't let people steal your dream. When you sit down and decide what you want, you won't know how you're going to get it. The fun is in finding out how you're going to do it. When I set a goal, if it doesn't sort of scare me, I know I'm on the wrong track. See, if you know how you do it, you're going to go sideways. You've got to build a fantasy. You take the fantasy and you move it from fantasy to a theory. You keep playing with it. And you go from fantasy to a theory. And you take and you build an image, and just follow the pyramid that we've got here for you. And you turn it into a theory. Now, that is when we're giving our fantasy some serious consideration. We're starting to use our reasoning mind, and we're starting to give this some serious thought. Now, before we can turn the theory into a goal, we have to ask ourselves a couple of things. Am I able to do this? Am I able? Well, if we believe everything we've been taught by both science and theology, the only two sources of reference we have to go to, we have deep reservoirs of talent. We have infinite potential. Absolutely, I'm able. I don't know how, but I'm able. The second question we have to ask, am I willing? Am I willing to pay the price? Am I willing to do what I have to do to get to where I'm going? See, Ed Hillary had to go to Nepal in 1951, in 1952, and 1953. No one had ever been to the top of Mount Everest. Everyone in the world told him it couldn't be done. Anybody that tried died. But he kept going back. He was willing to do whatever was required, and he got to the top of that mountain. Have you any idea how those two young bicycle mechanics, the Wright brothers, were ridiculed? Told to quit wasting time? Have you any idea how many times people laughed at Edison when he said what he was going to do? He was going to make this incandescent light. Do you know he failed about 10,000 times? He was willing to do that. See, failing at something doesn't make you a failure. You're only a failure when you stop. You can ask, am I able to do this? Yeah, I'm able. Am I willing? Yeah, I'm willing. I am willing to pay the price. At that second, your theory turns into a goal. Now, as you get emotionally involved in the goal, you're going to find that your emotional involvement is going to change your behavior. Yet you're going to find as your behavior changes, the results start to change. And your theory turns into a fact. And once you reach the goal, it turned into a fact. That puts you in a position to build bigger and better fantasies. Now, let's back up a bit. How do you decide what you want? See, that's a pretty big idea. You've got to sit down as an individual and start writing all your wants down. Make it a shopping list. See, I think there's two goals people should have. They should have a personal goal, and then they should have a corporate goal. You might want to sit down with your peers in your department and say, what could we accomplish in this department? It could be the sales department. It might be, as a group, collectively, take the sales to a point that would shock the executives in the company. It could be in the machine shop. Let's make this place the most effective machine shop in the world. It could be in the accounting department. Let's make sure everything's right on tap. They're goals. And as we work towards them, we unify our energies. We work together, but we're working towards a point. See, when people are working towards something, they're alive. If they're just working, they don't have any fun. So we've got to sit down and we've got to decide, what do I really want? And start to make a list. You're capable of doing anything. And what we're really doing is raising our level of conscious awareness. And you're going to find when you decide on a thing on the list that you want more than anything, that becomes the star you're shooting at. That's what's written on the card. That becomes the goal. It might be an income, it might be a position, it might be a new home, it might be a trip. That becomes the goal. Yeah, that's what you work towards. And you're forever trying to become more effective so you can raise your consciousness and you become aware of how to do it. It's the same in a department. We have a masterminding session, a brainstorming session. How can we make this department more effective than it is? Now, you're going to find possibly someone say, well, I'm not doing that. Well, then that's okay. They're not part of the group. Don't let another person dictate how you're going to live. Don't let conditions or circumstance dictate. It has nothing to do with what's going on outside of you. It's what's going on inside. George Bernard Shaw said that people are always blaming circumstance for where they are. He says, I don't believe in circumstance. The people that get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, they make them. So you absolutely refuse to let anything that's going on outside stop you. Do you know, there's a cute story about the Maharishi and yoga when he was taking his transcendental meditation to the world for planning to. Someone asked him, well, where's all the money going to come from? He said, wherever it is right now. See, nothing's created or destroyed. If nothing's created or destroyed, everything's already here, if not in one state or another. The way to fly airplanes has always been here. Internet, it's always been here. We just weren't aware of how to do it. And as we raise our conscious awareness, we've got it. Nothing is created or destroyed. All science and all theology have taught us that for years. Now, when we really start to understand that, we live in an ocean of motion. We're living in a constant evolution of change. But remember what I said, personal growth is a choice. You've got to have a goal. You've got to wake up in the morning and get excited. I'm working towards my goal. That's what I'm doing right now, is I'm creating this program with you. I'm working towards a goal. I have a business partner, Sandy Gallagher. She wants to build this worldwide, the corporate division. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we're working towards. That's why we're spending time here right now, building this program. So help you. See, the only way to reach the goal is to provide greater service. And as you provide greater service, you're going to grow. You're going to move ahead. Things inside of you are going to start to happen. An individual that doesn't have a goal is lost. They don't know where they're going. Can you imagine going on a trip? You don't know where you're going. Somebody say, well, where are you going to go? I don't know, west. Where? I mean, you could be going around the world and just going around the world and around the world. Well, where are you going? I'm going west. Well, when you get there, you still can go west. Imagine driving out of your driveway. You've got no destination. Which way would you turn? You see, we're goal-seeking organisms. Every one of us. Have you ever watched Little Baby? The baby's goal is to walk. It falls, it bangs its head, it cries, it bleeds, but it doesn't stay down. It gets up and it gets going. And pretty soon, it's, look, Mom, I'm walking. Then they get on a bike. And the trick is to balance it, learn how to ride. Pretty soon, it's, look, Mom, no hands. But you know what your goal is? Your goal, your real purpose in life is to grow. You want to sit down and ask yourself, what do you really love to do? That's what you're going to get good at. That's what your purpose is going to be all about. That's what your goal is all about. Move toward what you want. Have a personal goal, have a corporate goal. Now, your personal goal and your corporate goal in your department should be consistent with the corporate goal that the executive team set. So you want to make sure, as you go towards the big one, that all your little ones will fall into place. And I guarantee you, you'll set something on fire inside of you that there's nothing like it. Goal achievers are productive individuals. They're happy, they're productive, they're prosperous. They're the ones that make the world change. Don't listen to people that tell you why something can't be done. Don't listen to people that tell you the economy is controlling them. You control the economy. You're God's highest form of creation. Steve Bowe, who was a vice president with the Metropolitan Life Insurance Company, said one time something that I have never forgot. He said, God's gift to us is more talent and ability than we'll ever hope to use in our lifetime. Our gift to God is to develop as much of that talent and ability as we can in this lifetime. I like that. You might want to take and memorize that. It's done me a lot of good. Now I've shared it with you. Set your goal, get it on your card, bury it in your mind. Tell yourself, I'm able and I'm willing, and then go and do it. This is Bob Proctor. Thank you.
Perfect. What'd you think, Luke?
That was awesome. Yeah, I love that video so much.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I can't see any comments, to be honest with you, and I don't know if you see it from your side, Luke. I know there was some.
I know
from,
Joe
Ingram and
Fink
whatnot.
commented. I was seeing just on the live on the
For sure.
profile.
Just want to say hi to everybody who is chiming in, and hello to Scott. Yeah, so I think that's the big thing tonight that we want to get across is make a list of, as Bob said, of all the things you want to achieve in your life and start to chunk it down and take a look at what it is that you would love to have. Where do you want to go? Is it an income? Is it a lifestyle? Is it destination? Is it a health goal? When you have all of that down, that's what totally makes the rest of it work, is when you know where you're going. So yeah, so it just for a point of interest, so as you're going through that part, what Bob teaches is famous for is then teaching people how to close the knowing and doing gap, how to get rid of fear, and how to really understand what it is that programs your mind to making it so that it seems like you keep doing the same things over and over. And I think that's really important for people to really understand that it's paradigms that control that, which is a multitude of beliefs and habits. And so going through that program was immense. But if I leave you with one thing tonight, is just know where you're going. Decide that. Work with yourself and your family. And when you can wake up in the morning and you know that it's not just another routine Monday and can't wait for Friday, and then you go and try and get everything done on the weekend, you go back to work and you just don't have nothing to really work towards other than retirement. Life's too short. You gotta know what you're gonna do every day and get fired up, so that even when you're not having a great day or you're having a headache or something's going on, you can look past that and say, you know what, this is a little bump and I get to get back on my feet and get that done. So some of the most successful business people in the world have created an immense amount of wealth with the exact same strategies that we're talking about. And so cool part is hello Jesus and Everett, thanks for chiming in here. And so when you have that on your goal card, then you can start to look at what is it that I need to do to achieve that. And the big thing is by developing habits that that are mentally and physically going to move you towards your goal. They're going to pull you to your goal, not push you, but pull you, because you're going to be excited. And when you're full of that energy and that higher frequency, you're going to get a lot of questions, a lot of things from different people, because they're going to wonder what you're doing. And they're going to be questioning and trying to figure out, what it is that new you is doing. That's what makes it exciting. is now you get to go out and learn everything you can and execute that and inspire other people. And that's where we're at.
Totally.
So Luke,
It's
any
super
comments
cool.
from you about the goals part? This one here's a little longer chat tonight, and I don't mind taking extra time if anybody has any questions or things, or maybe you just want to learn about habits. And we talk about this stuff in our mastermind that we host on Thursdays, as well as a private mastermind. So we do two things. One is a course and one is a mastermind.
Yeah, super exciting. Our mastermind's tomorrow, and it's just crazy to see the transformations and the breakthroughs that people have where they're stuck. They just don't know what they're going towards, and then a week later they're excited, they're writing down their goals, they're happy, they've figured it out, and like 3 sessions from now they've figured out what their goal looks like and they're already working towards it and they're taking action, and it's just super cool to see. And masterminds are super awesome because you get to connect with other people. You can, if you have a question or something you're struggling on, you have a group of people that come around and help you, and you can help a group of people, and people with like-minded. You want to surround yourself with people you want to be like, because if you're on a frequency right here and someone else is right here, right, it brings you up to there, and it's crazy. So just come up with these things, bring yourself with other people who are on high frequencies, really helps you out a ton. And it's really awesome. And yeah, just different things that we talk about in there: the to-do list, a not to-do list, knowing doing gap, goal setting and writing down your goals and how to get them engraved into your brain, so much more. It's super important, and just having good habits is very key. Just like Jesus over here says, good habits are very important. I totally agree. Having just some sort of morning routine too, where you get to listen to some music that pumps you up, and having a glass of water. It doesn't have to be super high tech and everything like you see the ones on YouTube, but as long as it works for you, it gets you in a good mood and it gets you on a high frequency, that's the most important part. So yeah, super exciting. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. And
if somebody wants to learn more, just
yeah,
reach out. And Luke, put the banner on there, because if somebody wants to text me or email or what have you, just fire me a text, and I'd love to just sit down for 20 minutes and just talk through some of this with you. And then we could definitely have a lot of impact. Or if you know of somebody who could really benefit from really, recalibrating their life and shifting that'd be good.
Totally. Yeah, just shoot them a text or go to highfrequencyhabits.com. Is it .com or .ca?
Just go to coachtroy.ca and then you can
Coach
scroll down to
Troy.
High Frequency Habits. Yeah. We had a little glitch on the website today, and so we got that figured out, but just to make sure. And just like to leave everybody with that is check out your goal, ask your family, ask your friends, and work towards that. And if you're not sure how to do it, reach out. We'll show you exactly how to do that. And love to just send somebody a free goal card template so that you have that too. And would love to do that. So if you're watching and you made it this far, thank you. I'd love to send you templates so that you can have a goal card and definitely do that. And so if you like this, put in the hashtag replay, or if you're watching live, say hi live, and love to hear. And if you want to see this every Wednesday live, we can keep doing this and keep going through this material. But this is what we'd love to do. So this is the first part for everything. So I'm looking forward to being a part of that journey for you.
Yes.
This is what grows your sales. This is what grows your self-confidence. This is what grows your family dynamics. So
I totally agree. Yeah, surround yourself with the right people and get yourself on a high frequency and learn some new habits that can change your life and your business.
For sure.
Perfect. Well, I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No, we can leave it at that for now. And then we'll be back for a short live tomorrow talking about some habits around about morning routine tomorrow night. And tomorrow we're talking about another topic. Actually, we've got be a surprise topic. I'm going to make this one a surprise because this one's going to be neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a few things to talk about. So excited about that. And we will talk tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you everyone so much for coming on, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone.
Thanks, Luke. Bye everybody.